I'm so sad, man.
Go on.
The ads of the good old days have fallen down, have fallen apart.
Yeah.
It's no more misogyny. I'm kidding. But we're just okay, I am kidding. I was kidding for the fact. Carlos, let it go. It's fine. Breathe, Carlos.
I'm breathing.
No, I think that it's really interesting, the rise and fall of the sexiness in burger ads.
Yeah.
The main culprits I'd say was Carl's Jr. and Burger King.
Go on.
Back in the day.
Like, as in yeah.
Do you remember any of them?
I do. I mean, to be honest, it depends how we're defining sexy, because there's one very, very famous advert which was a little bit before my time, obviously way before your time, but was the Britney Spears and was that Burger King? I want to say. I'm not sure which one it was, but there's a very famous one where she takes the bite. I'm sure it's Burger King, where she takes the bite of the burger either in the music video or that is the ad or whatever. I'm salivating thinking about burgers right now, and Britney Spears. But honestly, it was just. Yeah, it was a really, really iconic ad of her biting into a burger. But I'm assuming we're not talking about that. We're talking about the sexiness of the burger.
Yeah, just in general, just like the use of I don't know. It's a little gross when I think about it. Like, just these people sitting in a boardroom being like, hey, let's get a early 20-year-old, like a girl in her early 20s to just wash a car and then eat a burger for this ad to be played on TV in front of, like, children and families and stuff.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's the old thing of sex sells, and like obviously, adding sexiness to a product sells, but I do think it makes a difference. Like, for example, another one that you can point to is things like cigarettes. Like, they banned, I don't know what it was like in New Zealand, I imagine it was even stricter, but in the UK, I think in 2005 or something, when they introduced the smoking ban indoors, they also introduced this ban on advertising, where I think since the 90s, you couldn't advertise cigarettes associated with any kind of lifestyle. Like, they had to just be, so it could either be funny or whatever. They couldn't be associated with being cool or sexy. And then when the smoking ban came in, they were like, right, no more advertising whatsoever. And I think fast food, it's a very, very similar thing, because, when I walk past, I don't know, a bus stop or a billboard, and I see a big, sexy, juicy burger, which obviously never looks like that in real life. You do think, even I was talking about it now, I'm like, oh my God, I love that. But so I think if it is declining, I think it's a good thing. Yeah. It is a good thing. Like you say, especially for little ones, like seeing it and the obesity rates, I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
I think it's like pure Americana, just like the culture of that, like big greasy burgers, sexy women, just...
Well, there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't be able to tell the difference, to be honest, between those two items, let's be honest.
And I think, it all stems from the whole, like, sex sells tactic, which I think can get tired at some point. Like, it's only so much sex you can sell.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like.
No, you're completely right.
I think the main thing that, like, hindered... I don't know if hindered is the right word, but the main thing that, like, I guess, hindered the performance of these ads was the rise of the Me Too movement.
That's a great point.
I think so.
A great point. I totally agree.
And I think with the rise of the Me Too movement, everybody got a lot more mindful of, like, the stuff that they, one, produce, and two, consume.
Yeah, you're completely right. You're completely right. And I think it opened a whole can of worms. There's even things like debates around ring girls in boxing and people, the F1 girls at the F1 track, girls at the darts. So many debates. So I think you're totally right. Very, very quickly, by the way, sorry to do this, but I think one topic we've got to speak about on another day, which I don't think I've ever brought up with you. I used to work for McDonald's at the head offices, which was an illuminating time. Yeah. So maybe we'll do an entire segment on that. That's a whole morning to discuss. But I think you're absolutely right. I think people have started to watch what they consume way more, but the usage of sexiness in general in adverts is becoming way less of a thing. And I mean, there's pros and cons. I guess the massive pro is any world that is safer for women is obviously a world that we're all for. But at the same time, if that means that, well, no, I was going to say if we're restricting ourselves in advertising, it's not a good thing. But if the thing we're advertising is going to make us sick and unwell mentally and physically, then I guess that's a good thing too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting because, like, with doing these ads, they alienated, like, I guess, women in general, families, basically every person who's not a 17-year-old boy. And that's not the most profitable, demographic.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah.
No, I agree.